Hello friends, let us now learn about the new drugs. First, bedaquiline. The mechanism of action is bedaquiline inhibits ATP synthase in Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So, if there is no ATP synthase, that means there will be no ATP and thus there is no energy. Then, high volume of distribution, so half-life is extended in this drug. So that means even after stopping the drug, this drug bedaquiline can be detected in plasma for almost 5.5 months. Then no cross resistance is seen in this bedaquiline with other anti-tubercular drugs. For MDR TB, at least 3 to 4 other drugs of second line are necessary. So see, for MDR TB with at least 3 to 4 other drugs of second line are given if the drug sensitivity is known. If the drug sensitivity of the other drugs are known, then this bedaquiline is used with 3 other drugs. Bedaquiline is used with 3 other drugs. If drug sensitivity is not known, then it is used with 4 other drugs. So we can use this bedaquiline in MDR TB with 3 other drugs if drug sensitivity is known, or 4 other drugs if drug sensitivity is not known. Now, the dose of bedaquiline is mainly 400 milligrams per day, which is given for 2 weeks, followed by 200 milligrams thrice a week for 22 weeks. This is given only till intensive phase. Side effect of bedaquiline is it causes hepatotoxicity, it causes QT prolongation and myalgia. So these are the side effects of bedaquiline. Then the next important drug is delamenid or pretomanid. Delamenid and pretomanid, both these will inhibit mycolic acid of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The side effect are these will cause QT prolongation. So if you give HIV, if the patient has HIV with TB, and if the patient is diagnosed with both HIV and TB together, then we will have to start ATT drugs 2 weeks prior to giving antiretroviral drugs. So first we should start the drugs of tuberculosis first, followed by drugs given for HIV. But if we start antiretroviral drugs first, then this will result in immune reconstitution inflammatory syndrome. It will result in immune reconstitution inflammatory syndrome. Then antiretroviral drugs are the drugs which are given for TB. Sorry, antiretroviral drugs are the drugs which are given for HIV. Anti-tubercular drugs are the drugs which are given for TB. So always if there is HIV plus TB, first you will have to treat TB, you will have to start giving tuberculosis or anti-tubercular drugs first, followed by antiretroviral drugs. But if you start the treatment with antiretroviral drugs first, then this will result in immune reconstitution inflammatory syndrome. Then we have something called as eNICSHI. eNICSHI is actually a website for online notification of tuberculosis. It is used under RNTCP as surveillance program. It is used under RNTCP as surveillance program. eNICSHI is a notifiable disease, that is 2012. Then this eNICSHI will help in tracking the patients. This eNICSHI will also help in tracking the patients. Right. So this is about the eNICSHI. Then if you see, the next important thing is about the last drug, which is called as rifabutin. This rifabutin is most effective than rifampicin. This rifabutin is more effective than rifampicin against the MAC, that is minimum alveolar concentration. This is more effective than rifampicin against Mycobacterium avium complex, that is Mycobacterium avium complex. It has longer half-life. Then the drugs like clarithromycin and fluconazole inhibit the hepatic metabolism of rifabutin and thus they will increase the half-life. Side effects of this rifabutin include, we have GI side effects like acute uveitis, hepatitis. They can cause Clostridium difficile associated diarrhea. It can cause diffuse polymyalgia syndrome, and it can also cause yellow skin discoloration. It can also cause pseudo jaundice, or pancytopenia can also occur due to this rifabutin. So these are the anti-tuberculosis drugs. Thank you for watching.